Hey everybody, welcome back. It's me, Rosalie. Welcome to the Ultimate World Music Reaction Channel. We're diving into something brand new today, checking out a band called We Three. If I see correctly, they are a trio, a sibling trio from Oregon in the United States of America. They competed on America's Got Talent during season 13, I believe, and they were eliminated, unfortunately, in the semifinals. I want to check out their song, Sara. Today's video is sponsored by Rosalie Reacts store. Check out all the merch, shirts, sweaters, t-shirts, mugs, stickers, so many different things you can grab. And by getting yourself a little something, you're also directly supporting me and this channel. So go check it out today. I'm excited to explore something brand new and explore this group particularly. I don't know if they play any instruments or what they do, if it's a cappella or just vocals. But what I do see is that it's some type of tuneful, uplifting pop is what they're described to be or have. Today's shout out goes to Sunflower Marie. Thank you for the coffees and this suggestion. I'm going to check out this song. I'm excited to explore it. Remember, as always, we're about real talk, real reactions. We explore the music. We explore the psychology because there is a lot of psychology in music, not just in the lyrics, but in compositions in general. Music is art. It is math. Music consists of notes, things represented by numbers and letters, and it has an impact on us, on our psyche, our minds, our spirits. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And to me, it's important that this channel is more than just a reaction channel, though that's what I called it. But I want this to be a community where you can come as you are. Some of my favorite things is when you guys share what's going on in your life. We come together like friends on a road trip, exploring music and just diving in and learning. So you'll find a whole lot of education here, psychology, music, philosophy. Let's dive straight in. Here we go. This is live from the Dear Paranoia virtual show.
This next song is about a girl named Sara. There are so many Saras in the world, including myself. And the lie that Saras tell themselves is that they're alone. Nobody relates, nobody gets it. And that is just a lie. It's as simple as that. I chose to tell the end of Sara's story as bad as it gets. This next song could be a trigger warning for some of you. But please know, anyone who's out there and they're struggling, you are loved and you are enough. Sara, you're a diamond in the rough, and I know that you don't hear this all enough. And I'm sure that's why your wrists have tons of cuts, and I'm sure that's why you think you're not enough. On your 19th birthday, you thought that you were done. Tons of people in your home, but it only felt like one, cause your brain can only think about the waiting loaded gun. But your friends are all still here, so you pretend you're having fun. All your friends, they wanna drink cause it's your birthday, but you've been drinking straight probably since last Thursday. Drinking is the only thing that makes you feel just okay. It keeps the trigger finger off the trigger in the bay. Your mind can only think about the things it shouldn't. Your brain is filled with thoughts of wishing that you didn't. Little Sara, perk your ears up, try to listen, but she can't hear a sound because she's locked in a prison. She can barely see the pavement, she can barely read the signs. People think she's complicated, but never wanna look inside. Cause she's a little too R-rated, and they're a little too damn blind. She's just looking for angels, but they're a little hard to find. Sara, you've been skipping out in class. Any minute now your friends are gonna ask, why the hell you're always acting sorta sad? Why the hell your weed just never seems to last? But the truth is you don't wanna let your secret out, cause they think it's wrong for you to take a different route. All except your mom, too bad that she's just not around. And don't get me wrong, that's what you've tried to get them out, but their views been skewed from their plastic and news, from their plasma tube, so they won't fit in your shoes except for Sunday blues. But you got Monday blues, you got Tuesday blues, damn every day you might lose. All your friends, they wanna smoke cause it's a Friday, but you've been smoking straight probably since last Sunday. I know you shouldn't say that you were okay, but still you look him in the eye and lie, then go to use your ashtray. She can barely see the pavement, she can barely read the signs. People think she's complicated, but never wanna look inside. Cause she's a little too R-rated, and they're a little too damn blind. She's just looking for angels, but they're a little hard to find. Sarah, last night you got it bad. In that moment you could barely even add up 2 or 3 reasons why you're glad. And I guess that's why you grabbed your pen and pad. It was 6:14 and you could barely even read all the words you'd written down when it was time for you to leave. Your phone was on the ground and you could barely hear it ring. Couldn't even hear a sound, couldn't feel a single thing. Now it's 6:15 and you're on your knees, blood is on your sleeves and your lungs won't breathe. There's a watering, body shivering, and you're wondering what is happening. Now it's 6:23 and they're on their knees begging Jesus, please, can you make her please? 'Cause they finally see what was happening underneath their nose and underneath your sleeve. She can barely see the pavement, she can barely read the signs. People think she's complicated, but never wanna look inside. 'Cause she's a little too R-rated, and they're a little too damn blind. She's just looking for angels, but they're a little hard to find.
Oh, wow. Wow. Thank you, Sunflower Marie, for suggesting that. That was beautiful and very fitting to this channel and the platform and what I want to accomplish with this place. And I'm so glad you're here, you're around to encourage me to listen to this. And I hope that the rest of you just listened. I hope you listened. Wow. It's very emotionally rich, this song, for obvious reasons if you were following along with what he's singing about. Let's talk about the music first. Let me just start with the musical composition. I didn't know what they were going to do, who plays which instrument, if they play any instruments or are just focused on vocals. But it turns out, it looks like we have 3 people here. Bassist, super cool. I love when I see a female bassist. Male and females are awesome. Any bassists are awesome, but my best friend plays bass, and so there's a little bit of that, oh, female bass player. But yeah, I saw bass, I saw electric guitar, I saw the drums, and from the compositional standpoint, a straightforward track in the sense of, not a whole lot of instruments, not a whole lot of elements. And I think it was well done to do it that way because the lyrics are so rich. The message is so powerful. If you have a whole huge composition and all these additional instruments, that could kind of defeat the purpose of listening to what is trying to be said. But it was rich enough to carry the song. Music is very, very powerful. It has an emotional effect, a spiritual effect on so many people. And it'll affect us in different ways. Even in EDM, where some people go, this is just dumb, just beat after beat. But to others, it's empowering, it's exciting, it's invigorating, right? There's something about that drop when the instruments all come together and everything builds to a climax and then boom, the beat drops, right? So there's in each genre things that will affect every one of us in different ways. Not only is the subject matter of depth and it's an urgent thing to hear. It adds the element of rhythm. It adds the element of force, which is also where the electric guitar came into play. Then it gave it that build. I loved what they were doing vocally. His voice is awesome. I like how he had a little bit of that rasp. He was able to do a few runs really nicely. You could tell it was a live performance from what I saw. He is cry singing. It's a plea. It's a desperation. And then what the sister was doing vocally, how she was doing a somewhat like lyricless vocalization chant, also adding to that wailing vibe, the grief, the sadness, the desperation. Because, now to get to the lyrics, Sara, being a name for someone they're referring to who is a diamond in the rough, as it says. I know that you don't hear this all enough, and I'm sure that's why your wrists have tons of cuts, and I'm sure that's why you think you're not enough. On your 19th birthday, you thought that you were done. Tons of people in your home, but it only felt like one. So this Sara being a name for someone who's struggling with self-harm. I wrote my master thesis on that, self-injury among adolescents, and it's a very big issue with a lot of people, where people cut, scratch, hurt themselves, and there's a lot of internal pain. And I can relate to that personally. When you are in such a deep place of grief, there's so much pain. And it could be different reasons for different people. But even from just a professional standpoint, personally relatable, from a professional standpoint, understandable, because there's people out there who are in such turmoil they don't know who to talk to about it. They feel so alone, and it's their way, it's cathartic sometimes. It's their way of getting it out, getting the pain out, maybe hurting yourself before you hurt somebody else, a cry for help, a plea. It can represent different things to different people. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's an unhealthy way of coping with pain, and it can become addictive, right? It can be cathartic. The pain can become pleasurable at times, where now it becomes a habit, it becomes an addiction, wanting to feel the pain physically because there's such an internal emotional turmoil. And so I think many young people can relate to that, though it's not just young people that struggle with self-harm. And so singing about this young lady who was hurting on her 19th birthday is fitting, because it paints this picture of a young woman who feels very alone, even though her home is filled with people, tons of cuts on her wrists. So she is already struggling with self-harm and hurting. It speaks of, as we go through the song, them drinking and smoking, but she's been doing that since last Thursday and last Sunday. So she's already been self-medicating with smoking, with drinking, and what may be a party to them and a moment of fun is what is already a part of her life for the wrong reasons, probably to drown her pain, the way that she's using self-harm, another form of self-harm. Drinking is the only thing that makes you feel just okay. It keeps the trigger finger off the trigger and at bay. Wow. Because basically, right, you're trying to numb that pain through drinking, to keep yourself from pulling the trigger, from that ultimate step of despair. And so the song paints a very obvious picture of someone in deep turmoil and emotional pain, possibly struggling with depression, with anxiety, and feeling very alone, looking for those angels around, people thinking that she's complicated. And I wonder if you can relate to that. I wonder if you've ever been in a position, be it male or female, right? Even the gentleman from the band, I think the lead singer, was referring to himself as a Sara. People who have been in that position, who are hurting, who have felt alone. And I wonder if you could relate to that, where you have had a hard time feeling alone, surrounded by people, barely able to see the pavement and the signs. Which is interesting, because she can barely see the pavement, she can barely read the signs, indicates to me that this girl, this person, Sara, is so either intoxicated from all these self-medicating ways of dealing with her pain that she can't see and think clearly. It could be not able to see and think straight because of her emotional pain, being so numb, being so tranced because you're in such turmoil. It could also be, even though it says she can barely read the signs, I feel like it's also a play on the others who are blind, who are not seeing and reading the signs of what Sara's going through. Do you know what that's like? Have you ever felt like you were looked at as if you're too complicated, misunderstood, or feeling alone? It's a very dark place to be. I know for a fact there's some of you who, in response to NF or Tom MacDonald's music, have shared some of your stories, or even other artists, and have opened up. And I just want you to know I'm so glad you're still here. I hope that if you see this video and you're having a hard day, this can bring you some encouragement that your story does not have to end like Sara's, because it turns out it looks like towards the end, in that bridge, that final segment before it goes back into the chorus, it says, now it's 6:15 and you're on your knees, blood is on your sleeves and your lungs won't breathe. So basically, that she has attempted to, if not taken her life. It leaves it a little bit open because it gives the different timestamps. 6:15, on your knees, blood on your sleeves, the lungs won't breathe, eyes are watering, body's shivering. You're wondering what is happening, right? So she's trying to take her life, or has attempted to. 6:23, and they're on their knees, right? So the other people now have found her body and are saying, Jesus, please, can you make her breathe? Because they finally see what was happening. So finally their eyes are opened. She couldn't see the signs in the pavement. They've been blinded. Now they're going, oh God, please. Underneath their nose and underneath your sleeves. Dang. Crazy, right? It was all happening underneath your nose. And that's so fitting, even for this holiday season. I just shared a post in my story the other day, something I found online that was fitting. A reminder for us to be kind to one another, because especially in this holiday season where so many people get together, or it seems so, especially on social media, and you go to the store, there's lights, there's gifts, there's toys, commercial, commerce, consumerism. And it really so easily paints this idea of this is the season of magic and family and gifts. And I think to those who are hurting and lonely, it is an even stronger reminder. They're probably hurting all throughout the year, but it's an even more amplified, more highlighted lights, right? Festivals of all the lights, highlighted reminder of how lonely they are, that there is nobody that will get them a gift, or that they have nobody to put up the tree or the menorah with, right? They have nobody to celebrate Hanukkah or Christmas or Kwanzaa with. there is no one that they can enjoy these lights with, right? So when it's all about gifts and things and lights and cozy and family, it's all the more reminder when you don't have those things. And if we know for a fact that in that season, often even suicidal rates go up because it comes so hard to bear. Even possibly from a calendar standpoint, it's the end of a year, and some people feel like they can't possibly bear just to do this again and start a new year this way. And so I hope that this song speaks to you, ministers to you. For one, to know that you're not alone, that if you are a Sara, there's many of us out here, and you are not alone. It also ends in that open-ended way that it implies these people are begging that she would breathe again, which could imply it's done. She's taken her life now. Or maybe she will breathe again and they are able to resuscitate her, and there's hope. It's interesting they ended it that way. There is, to me at least, the possibility of, we don't know quite what happens next. That part is up to you and I. What happens at 6:25, 6:37? That timestamp, will it be, the doctor pronounced her death, they prepare the funeral, or is it going to be, we suddenly hear a heartbeat, doo-doof, 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 and suddenly, new life comes back in because someone's doing CPR and someone stopped the bleeding and someone saved her life and finally woke up and opened their eyes to this girl, this person. Let me just say person, because I know there's men out there, many of you who I want you to know this is just as much for you. I don't know if, hearing the song being called Sara, and, there being a lot of references to she and this and that. I hope that this song is just as much for you. This song could have been titled Michael, right? Tom, Jordan, Peter, whoever you are. If you can relate to this song's for you. And this is a reminder that you are not alone. And I want this platform to be that, guys. I want this channel to really be more than just us coming together and you watching some weird woman on a screen going, oh my gosh, right? I tell you this often. That's the theme of my entire channel, real talk, real reactions. Even though I call this a reaction channel, I really don't want to just be that. I want to be a community. My favorite things is when you guys comment about who you are, where you're from, what's going on in your life, when you guys are part of a community, like friends and a road trip. Like one day, maybe I can host a live event in person where we come together and just have good food, listen to music, just like a party, music from all around the world. It would be heavenly. But I really want you to know this is a community where you can open up your heart and you're not alone. That this doesn't need to be the last day where you're breathing. That there are people looking at you going, hey, are you okay? Like, I see you. I'm not blind to your hurt. I'm not blind. I don't think you're complicated at all. Like, you guys are amazing. When I tell you that you guys matter and you are loved, I mean that. I can only see you in the sense of comments, right? I don't know you in person. I can't see you in person, but I see your comments. I see your profile pictures. I'm getting to know some of you through your comments when you comment more often, right? It allows me to get a better idea of maybe who you are, if you share the things you care about or where you're from. But you matter and you have a purpose in this life. And I'm not just saying this because, oh gosh, we got to throw out a few anti-suicidal posts because the holidays are coming. Oh gosh. No, like, we need to hear that. I need to hear this. We all need to hear. We all need to have someone once in a while, if not more often than we do, that says, hey, you're loved. Hey, are you okay? How are you? How are you? The American in me came out. How are you? Are you okay? Weish? Now the German came out. Oh my goodness. ¿Cómo estás? Ça va? Ça va bien? Are you okay? Right? I'm not trying to joke about the topic. My languages get so confused and then I laugh about myself. I can't get it into your brain for you. I can't force you to accept messages. I can't make you believe that you matter. You're going to have to do the hard work to get help, to go to a group, to get counseling, get therapy, go to a hospital. But if you're in such a dark place where you want to end it, go get help. Call a suicidal hotline. Go walk up to a hospital or a police station and go, I need help. I want to hurt myself. Because your life is worth living. You were not put here for no reason. I am convinced of that. And even if it's just so that you could come across this channel and hear some random chick on the internet with weird accents and mixes all her languages together, hear her say that you matter, that I'm so glad you're watching this video. I'm so glad you stopped by. Don't give up. Do not give up. This was beautiful. I'm so glad you stopped by, guys. What did you think about this song? What does this mean to you? Leave a comment. As always, like, share, subscribe. If you like this video, check out the links below, and I'll see you soon. Until next time, ayo!